Housestark93, one of the best PvPers in the world.
A lot of people are rooting for a ValorAsh versus Housestark final.
Housestark93 is one of the great trainers in the United States.
And it's a rematch with Housestark93, the best person that I've ever played against.
Hey guys, Housestark here, talking about the Mirrored Twilight Cup with Kieng. This was a great tournament, 7 rounds with 72 participants. Just an awesome time. There were so many great battlers. The staff was great, and it was even streamed online. And I was able to pull out a tie for the first place with 4 other participants. Really competitive scene, and I can't wait to battle everyone again. So my team that I was running in this tournament was SmackDown TtarMoth, TtarMoth with Poison Fang, Azumarill, Toxicroak, Frostlass, and Golbat. This team basically was the same team that I was running when Twilight came around the first time, but I added Frostlass and Golbat as 2 basically anti-flyers, anti-Toxicroak counters, which allowed me to bring Toxicroak more often into battle without having to worry so much about all of its counters. My strategy for this tournament was basically lead Venomoth as much as possible because I felt like it had really good matchups against so much of the meta, and then either Azumarill or Toxicroak in the back paired with Tyranitar. And the reason for that is because these are the Pokemon I felt most comfortable with, as well as with my team composition, Toxicroak and Azumarill, really I felt like they could shine the most in my battles. So moving along to the first battle against Fuji Master. So in this battle, I decided to lead with Venomoth because this was my main strategy. Right away I have to switch though right into Tyranitar, and he hard switches into Qwilfish, which is a problem because Qwilfish beats Tyranitar, so I have to hit the crunch as fast as possible, hoping to bait a shield, which I do. And then here I'm gonna faint down. Oh, and he uses his energy, which is probably a misplay, but for me it's fine, it works out better because now I can go right into my Venomoth again and just once I finish waiting down the switch clock, I can go right into Venomoth and just knock him out with fast moves alone. I have to shield this because I have 2 shields, so I want to keep my Venomoth as healthy as possible. So I'm expecting the Drapion to come in, so I'm going straight for the Silver Wind, which I hit. I get all the circles, which is great, and then I switch right into my Toxicroak. And now I want to feint him down with just fast moves. Doesn't matter what he hits me with here, it's not going to do that much damage, so I don't have to shield with an Aqua Tail. And I feint him down. So now I have the Pokemon advantage, 2-1. I want to hit this Sludge Bomb because it doesn't matter if he shields or not, I can probably get to another one. So he doesn't shield. Now I can just hit Mud Bombs. Now he hits me with his charge move, which is fine. Now I have a almost full health Venomoth in the back with that Legacy Poison Fang move. So I just need to confusion him a bunch of times, and I don't even need to use my charge move in this situation. So moving along to game 2. In this scenario, I lead with Toxicroak because I'm expecting the same lead from him, but he doesn't. He leads Azumarill. So now I just want to go straight for the Sludge Bomb, but actually go for the bait. And I'm hoping for him to shield, and he does, probably because the last game he didn't shield and he saw how much damage it did. So I'm shielding this in this scenario. It's a play rough. So now I want to go for the Sludge Bomb. I'm not sure if he's going to shield this or not, but it doesn't matter either way. I'm either going to beat his second shield or I'm going to do huge damage. I do huge damage and I can feint him with just another counter. He brings in his Toxicroak. This is fine. I can just hit the Mud Bomb. Doesn't matter if he shields or not because I have Venomoth in the back. I'm expecting him to just feint me down with fast moves, which he does, which is a good play. But now I have Venomoth, and it's just a few confusions to knock him out. I don't need to shield this because Mud Bomb and Sludge Bomb both don't do that much damage. It is a Sludge Bomb, so that's a good play on him. And here comes his Drapion again. All I need to do is hit this Silver Wind and switch right into Azumarill, because I know that Azumarill can take any charge move from this Drapion and all of its fast moves as well. So here, I'm just going to shield just in case it is a Sludge Bomb. It is not, and I just go straight for the Ice Beam. And that's the end of round 1. Okay, so going into round 2 against Suppan, I look at his team and I see it's pretty tricky because he has a Quillfish and a Sableye. And I know that Quillfish has a really good matchup against my team, so I'm assuming he's going to lead with that. But if he leads Sableye, I have answers for that as well. So I'm going to lead with Venomoth, he leads Sableye. So I switch right away into my Azumarill because it's a great counter to his Sableye. But he switches in turn into Toxicroak. I go for the Ice Beam, assuming he's going to shield because Toxicroak's pretty squishy, and he does shield. So here's the problem. I don't know what he's going to go for here. I'm assuming he's going to bait because I still have 2 shields, but he does not. He actually goes for the Sludge Bomb, and I go straight for the Ice Beam again. I'm hoping that either I'll burn a shield or he's going to get knocked down really low. He gets knocked down really low, he knocks me out with fast moves, but now I can come back in with Venomoth. No problem, knock him out in 1 fast move. So here he brings in Tyranitar, so I have to switch out because he's just knocking me down with fast moves. Now we're just smacking each other down. He goes for the charge move. I have to shield because I have 2 shields left, and I know that my Tyranitar can beat his Sableye if I have enough health left. Now I don't know if I made a misplay here. I go straight for the fast attacks and save my charge for his next Pokemon. It's debatable either way, but I figured this was the best strategy. Burn a shield here, and then try to get Venomoth in and click Silver Wind as fast as possible. I kind of over-tapped there. Don't think that matters. He goes for the Foul Play. I shield. That's a CMP tie. And then I go straight for the Silver Wind here. Doesn't knock him out, and I'm trying to get to this Poison Fang to knock him out, and he gets to the Foul Play first. So, GG, game 1. And now game 2, I think that he's going to switch it up. So we'll see what happens. I lead my exact same strategy. Venomoth lead. Doesn't work. So we have a replay of game 2. I go straight into Azumarill, and he goes straight into his Toxicroak again. So this time, I'm going to go for the Ice Beam again, hoping that I can burn a shield or knock him down pretty low. I burn the shield, so this time, I don't remember if I shield or not. I do. He goes for the Sludge Bomb, so this is a better scenario than game 1. I do lag a bit, but it doesn't matter because I'm able to get off the Ice Beam before he gets off his charge move. So I get the Ice Beam off, I burn his second shield. So at this point I'm feeling really good about my team, about the situation, because I have a shield advantage, and I have Venomoth and Toxicroak in the back instead of Tyranitar this time. So I'm able to knock him down here. He brings in his Tyranitar, I switch immediately into my Toxicroak, and he brings in his Sableye again. So now I have 1 shield. I'm not sure what the right play is here. I shield. I don't think that was the right play. I think I should have saved my shield for my Venomoth, but I get off this Mud Bomb, knock him down pretty low, and my fast moves are doing basically 0 damage to him because he is a ghost type. And the problem is here that I need to get a Silver Wind off against his Tyranitar, and I'm not able to. He gets to the charge move before I can knock him out. He said he under-tapped this specific scenario by accident, but it worked out in his favor. So, well played, GG. So now we're moving on to round 3 with Chip Chop Rex. Another great battler. I'm leading here with Frostlass because her team seems pretty weak to it. So I get a good first lead. I'm just going for the Avalanche because it does super effective damage. She's able to get to the Frenzy Plant before I get to the Avalanche, which is fine. I can just shield and then charge up a little bit more energy and then go for the Avalanche here. So I'm assuming she's going to shield, and she does, which is a good play. Now I switch into my Venomoth to take this Frenzy Plant. It's actually a Sludge Bomb, which is fine by me. Now it's a Venomoth. It's a Venomoth versus Venomoth here, and I think I go right back into Frostlass because I don't want to go into my Toxicroak. So I go right back into Frostlass. She goes for the charge move. No matter what it is, it's resisted, so I'm not going to shield this. It's a Poison Fang, so it's a good thing I didn't shield. And now I'm trying to charge up as much energy as I can to try to get to 2 Avalanches on the next Pokemon to burn a shield and then knock out whatever's coming in. So I get to the first one, and there's the shield, and now we get to the second one. So this is a good strategy so far. It's working out. and I switch right into Toxicroak because I think I can knock her out without, yeah, I think I can knock her out without her getting to a charge move, and then I can just go straight for the Mud Bomb, and that's GG. So, pretty good strategy first game, and I felt good about this matchup. Second game, a little bit different. I think I lead with Toxicroak here, and it's a Toxicroak mirror match, which is fine. I think I've done this a few times, so I know how to play this out. She goes for the Mud Bomb. I have to shield this. So the Mud Bomb goes off. I charge up a little bit more, go for my Mud Bomb, assuming she's going to shield. And I go right into my ValorAsh because I can get off a few extra fast attacks before she realizes that it's ValorAsh. And now she brings in a Alolan Muck. I go for the Silver Wind because it's the best neutral damage in this scenario. And I can maybe get a boost. I do miss a bubble there, but that's fine. Here, no matter what it is, Dark Pulse, Acid Spray, Sludge Wave, I'm fine with taking this hit and going down because I know it can go right back into my Toxicroak and she has no shields left. So this Mud Bomb is going to do a lot of damage. Having the Mud Bomb coverage on Toxicroak is so good for this cup because there's so many different poison types. And now whatever's coming in, I have a Frostlass in the back and I have my Toxicroak. So I'm comfortable with the situation. Go for the Sludge Bomb, and I still have a shield, so I can get to this Mud Bomb no matter what. Or I can just let my Toxicroak faint and go for the Avalanche. Because either way, I still have a shield at the end, so I feel good about this situation. Frostlass is so good as a closer, by the way. It just does so much damage. So round 4, I'm going up against Lantus Scienta, and I lead Frostlass because I feel like it has a good matchup again against this team. He leads ValorAsh, so I'm feeling really good about this this lead situation. I can go for the Avalanche and not have to shield because all of ValorAsh's charge moves, at least the most common charge moves, are not very effective against Frostlass. So I go for the Avalanche. He blocks, this is fine. I'm going to get to another Avalanche, and I'm either going to be able to knock him out or burn the second shield right away on his first Pokemon. So he chooses not to shield, which is probably the right play. But now I can go right into my Toxicroak, and no matter what he has in the back, I can just bring in ValorAsh. And I'm feeling good about the situation because I have the type advantage and the shield advantage. No matter what he goes for here, Sludge Bomb, Frenzy Plant, doesn't matter. I can just farm him down with fast moves. And here, all I need to do is burn this last shield and then go for the Silver Wind or switch into Toxicroak. It doesn't really matter. But I go for the bait and then I go for the Silver Wind to knock him out. So GG game 1 against Lantus Scienta. Game 2, we're leading with the ValorAsh here against his Azumarill. So here what we want to do is go for the Poison Fang because it's going to do super effective damage. I go for 6 Confusions here because then I can go for 2 Poison Fangs in a row. And you're able to self-piggyback if you do that sometimes. It doesn't always work, but it's a good strategy in order to win the energy advantage. I'm not able to do it here. He does get the bubble in, but I still feel good about the situation because no matter what, I'm going to be able to do super effective damage to him or burn both his shields. So here, I think I have to shield the situation, but I don't. And basically knocks me out. I'm able to get one more Confusion in, but not to that third Poison Fang. Here, I do have a shield left, so I think I just let this go through and save my shield because I know it's an Ice Beam, and then I want to knock him out with just fast attacks so that I have energy for the next Pokemon. Here I go for the Mud Bomb to try to burn his last shield or to do some pretty good damage. I'm able to burn his, or I'm able to just get some damage off. Go for the Mud Bomb. Again, same situation. I either want to burn the shield, which I do there, or just do some good neutral damage. And here I bring in Frostlass, and I'm scared of how much his Frenzy Plant's going to do, so I do shield. But he actually goes for Sludge Bomb, so I don't know if the right play was to shield in that situation. I don't know if he would have been able to knock me out with fast moves anyway, So I'm trying to get as much damage off on this Tyranitar as I can, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to get to his charge move before I do. If I could have just knocked him out a little bit before that, I would have been able to win that game, but that's okay. So we move to game 3. I do lead Frostlass because it won me the first game, so I felt good about it. And he does lead Venusaur, so this is a good situation. I do have the type advantage in this situation, so I can just go for the Avalanche. He has to shield or else he's going to lose all of his energy that he just built up with his Venusaur. So he goes for the Frenzy Plant, I'm assuming, in this situation. And he does, which is fine. So I'm trying to get to this Avalanche before he gets to his charge move, which I do. And I'm either going to burn his shield or knock him out. I try to switch, but it's a CMP tie, so you can't switch when your opponent is on their charge move, which is okay, because now I can just switch as soon as he's done his charge move. And now here, I try to undertap. I don't do it the right way, but I do get the Silver Wind off before he gets to his charge move, and I am able to knock out his Tyranitar in one hit, which is great, because now I have the Pokemon advantage, because I know his Venusaur in the back has very little health, so I just have to knock out this Azumarill as fast as I can. And I bring in here, I'm pretty sure I bring in Toxicroak. Yeah, so I bring in Toxicroak, trying to get to either a Mud Bomb if he's low enough, or I can get to a Sludge Bomb. And I do have the Frostlass in the back just in case, but I see he goes for the Play Rough, so I feel bad about this situation actually now, because he beats me to the charge move. If I'd gone to the Mud Bomb there, I would have felt a lot better about the situation, but I think I'm able to get to this Avalanche. I am able to get this Avalanche before he gets to his charge move, and his Venusaur has very, very little health in the back, which is the only thing that allowed me to win that game. So GG to Lantus, very well played. So going on to round 5 against Agnes, we've actually played before. We were in the open qualifier together in Chicago, and she was able to beat me by the slimmest of margins. It was a really good game. So let's see if I'm able to get my revenge here in the Twilight Cup. So I lead Toxicroak against her Drapion, which is a great matchup for me, because these, I'm assuming our bites are going to be not very effective, and these counters are going to be building up a lot of energy. So here I go straight for the Sludge Bomb, hoping either to burn her shield or do a huge amount of damage, and it's able to do a lot of damage to her. So here I feel comfortable leaving in my Toxicroak, because I know that I can just shield whatever charge move comes in here and go for my Mud Bomb. And I'm trying to do a little bit less damage than, because I want to get an extra counter in there, and it works out in my favor, because then I can have a little bit more energy for whatever comes in, whether it's the Drapion or something else. It's actually the Golbat, so I need to get out of there as soon as I can and switch right into my Venomoth, because I feel like Venomoth is my least useful member on my team, because it loses to her Drapion. So I just want to basically get as many charge moves and fast moves as I can off before letting it go down. I'm not going to use any shields on my Venomoth, because I want to save them for Toxicroak and Tyranitar just in case. So she gets off an Ominous Wind here. I'm going to go into my Tyranitar, because Smackdowns just do a ton of damage to Golbat. So I want to get to this charge move. I'm hoping that she burns a shield here, and she does. So here I do end up using a shield on my Tyranitar, because I want to preserve it for that Golbat. And then here, since she used her last shield, I'm able to get to this Mud Bomb and knock out her Drapion. So here, her Golbat's probably going to knock me out, and then I do have that Tyranitar saved up. No matter what Golbat goes for here, everything is resisted by Tyranitar. So I'm able to just knock her out with one more fast attack. So moving on to game 2. Here I felt really good about my Tyranitar from the last game, but she has an Azumarill here, so I have to switch out as soon as I can. I go into my Venomoth because it's, again, basically just death fodder. I just want to get off as many charge moves as I can before getting knocked out. So I go for the Poison Fang. She shields it, and now I just want to do as much damage as I can to this Golbat. Poison Fang again, hoping to maybe either burn her shield or knock her down really low. I'm able to knock her down really low, and again, not going to use any shields on my Venomoth. Let her knock me out. She goes for Ominous Wind and actually gets the boost. which is fine because I do have a Tyranitar, and one more fast move will knock out this Golbat. So I feel fine about this situation. Ominous Wind is resisted again, so I just go for one fast attack, knock her out. I'm assuming that she's going to bring in her Azumarill here because it does have the advantage against me. And if she does, I'm going to switch right away, which I do. So here comes the Skunk Tank, which is actually a really good situation for my Toxicroak. So I just go for the Mud Bomb, and I'm assuming she's not going to shield. So I want to do not the full damage, but a little bit less, because then I can just knock her out with one more fast attack, but it's not enough, so I have to waste a shield here. And she's able to get a crunch off, and now I want to get to this Sludge Bomb as fast as I can, so that I can burn a shield or knock out her Azumarill. So I actually go for the Mud Bomb, and I'm kind of trying to bait this. And she does shield, which is great. So now I know that a Stone Edge can knock her out, so either here I'm going to be able to get to the Stone Edge, or she's going to use her energy in this situation. So she does use her Play Rough, which is great because now all I have to do is get to this Sludge Bomb, and I know I'll have enough time to get there because she just burned her energy on my Tyranitar. So GG, well played. Really good matches against Agnes. Moving on to round 6 against Fist of Fate. In this matchup, I'm going to lead with my Venomoth. I feel pretty comfortable about it against this team. So, going for the Confusion. I feel pretty good about this situation because I've played this matchup a few times already. I go straight for the Poison Fang, hoping either to burn a shield or do super effective damage. He doesn't shield, but goes straight for the Ice Beam. So I shield. I'd like to keep my Venomoth as healthy as possible because I know it can get off to charge moves quickly. So I go for the Poison Fang. Again, he does shield this time, which is great. So in this situation, I do shield again because I think I can get to another Poison Fang before he can get to an Ice Beam, but he actually switches out, which is a great play. And I want to switch into my Toxicroak as fast as I can. I don't have any shields in this situation, so no matter what he goes for, it's going to hurt. He goes for the Crunch. I go for the Mud Bomb here after charging up a little bit extra energy, hoping to maybe confuse him a bit, but it doesn't work out. And he's able to knock me out here with the Crunch. So now I'm in a situation where I can't go into Venomoth because Confusion is going to do basically 0 damage, or it's going to be resisted, so I have to go into my Golbat and just charge up as much energy as I can. I know I'm going to get hit with a Crunch here, but that's okay because I do have a lot of energy stored up and he has no shields, so no matter what comes in, I can either go for 2 Poison Fangs or a Shadow Ball, and I'm assuming the Azumarill is going to come in at some point. I don't know what his last Pokemon is, but it's an Azumarill here, so this is no problem. I just go for the Poison Fang, and it probably knocks him out, or knocks him very low where one more fast attack knocks him out, and that's the situation that it is. And here he comes in with Wigglytuff, so I'm actually in a really good position here, because even though Charm does a ton of damage, it is resisted by Golbat, and I'm able to get to at least 2 Poison Fangs here, and maybe even 3. And if I'm not able to get to this last one, I do have a Venomoth in the back with a charged up Poison Fang, so I'm able to switch out right away after my second Poison Fang on Golbat and just knock out a Wigglytuff. So, great game 1. Moving on to game 2. I felt good about my Toxicroak in this situation, so I'm going to lead Toxicroak. I'll build up a few counters, going for the Sludge Bomb here, and let's just see how much damage this is going to do if he doesn't shield. And he does shield, so I'm able to burn a shield, which is good. And now he goes for his charge move, which is the Ice Beam. And here I just want to get to another Sludge Bomb, but he's able to get to his charge move first. So I have to shield this because I have too much energy built up not to shield. And here I'm building up a little bit extra, going for the Mud Bomb, trying to maybe bait him into using his last shield, which I do not. But I'm able to get to another Mud Bomb here, so that actually ended up working out. So I'm either able to burn his shield or knock him down really low. He is able to knock me out here, but Toxicroak did his part. So now I can just bring out one of my poison types. I just go for the Confusion to knock him out. And here he brings in his Golbat. This is actually a purified Golbat. So I'm going to switch into my Golbat after building up a little bit of energy. I don't have any shields, so no matter what he's going to go for, it's going to hurt. It's a Shadow Ball. Here, building up energy, I think he goes for the Poison Fang here, and I'm not sure if this knocks me out or not. It's very close. And then I go for the Poison Fang because I think I can get to 2. Because I know he has a shield, I know he has to burn 1, but I am not able to get to the second charge move, which just ends up working in my favor because I'm able to get to this charge move against the Toxicroak. I'm able to build up a little bit of energy on that Golbat, and then just knock him out with fast moves. So great game, Sophistifate, really well played. So last round, round 7, going up against Lee Wilson 32. This is a fantastic match. We actually were lagging out a few times in our game 3, so we had to move closer to the window where there was more service. But let's just get started. So round 1, I lead Golbat into his Drapion, which is actually a pretty bad matchup for me, but I choose to stay in because I don't really have much on my team of 3 for his Drapion, and the best I can do is just go for the Shadow Ball. Even though it's resisted, it does a good amount of damage, as long as he doesn't shield, and he doesn't, which is probably the right play. And here I just want to go to get to this Poison Fang before he knocks me out. I'm not going to use any shields on Golbat. He goes for the Aqua Tail. I am able to barely just get to the Poison Fang, but he knocks me out before I can get the under tap. So I go into Tyranitar. He brings in his Azumarill. This is a bad situation for me. I have to switch into my Venomoth here. So I do have 2 shields, which is great because Venomoth is great with shields in the Twilight Cup. I want to get to as many confusions off as I can, because then I'm able to get as many charge moves off as I want, basically. So I'm going to go for the Poison Fang here. I know I can get to at least 2, and almost halfway to the 3rd one, based on how many confusions I've done so far. So I get the 2nd one off, and I burn both of his shields, and then I undertap to the 3rd Poison Fang here. So I'm able to do some big damage against his Azumarill, and then almost knock him out, not quite. He's able to get his charge move up. I have to shield this because my Tyranitar is going to go down otherwise. If not to the charge move, to the next Pokemon. So he brings in Tentacruel. So I go for the Stone Edge. Don't know if this was the right play, but it ended up getting really close here. He goes for the Acid Spray here. I'm sure it's Acid Spray because it's too fast to be anything else. And it's so close. It doesn't knock me out, and I'm able to knock him out with the fast moves. Oh, jeez. If I'd gone for Crunch, I maybe would have been able to get to another Crunch before the end there, and it wouldn't have been that close. But game 2, I lead Toxicroak against his Golbat. This is a really bad situation. I switch right into Tyranitar. He goes into his Azumarill in turn, and this is a bad situation for me because the only thing I can do is try to get to the Stone Edge before he gets to his charge move, and I don't. So it's debatable whether I should have shielded there or not, because I did have all that energy built up, but it's okay. So I go straight into my Venomoth, because it does have a pretty good matchup against Azumarill because of the poison typing. I go for the Poison Fang here, hoping to either burn a shield or do some good damage. I do burn the shield, but I know that he has his Golbat in the back, and my Toxicroak is in the back, so I need to find a way to get my Venomoth matched up against his Golbat somehow, which is going to be tough. So I'm just hoping he comes back in with Golbat here. He does, so I have to stay in here in this situation. I have to basically do as many confusions as I can. Go for the Silver Wind here, hoping for a boost, or at least do some damage. He shields, and he knocks me out. In this situation, I know it's a Poison Fang coming. I know this is another Poison Fang, so I choose not to shield, and I'm trying to do as much damage as I can against his Golbat, but he has Togekiss in the back, and Charm just knocks me out right away. So moving on to game 3. Now this is the game we replayed a few times because of the lag. So I know the lead. I know what he's trying to do. Right after I build up to Ice Beam, he usually switches out, but at this time I'm able to get the Ice Beam off before he switches out, which is huge because I'm able to burn a shield here right away, which is great. And he switches into his Azumarill, which is fine. I don't really have much for this Azumarill in the back, so I just have to stay in, go for Play Rough. It does good neutral damage against Azumarill. and he in turn is probably going to go for a player off of his own. It's debatable whether I should have shielded there or not, but I switched right into my Venomoth, hoping to, basically, since I have the shield advantage here, what I'm hoping to do is build up some energy and get to 6 confusions before he gets to 2 ice beams, because then what I know I can do is hit 2 poison fangs in a row and either burn his last shield or knock him out right away. I do knock him out there, so I feel great about the situation. I'm going to go for the Silverwind, and Silverwind does good neutral damage against Drapion. He doesn't shield, which is good news for me. I'm able to get to this Poison Fang right before going down from that crazy damage that bite does when it's stab boosted. It's just so much damage. Here I go into my Azu because I want to burn his charge move, his energy. And I know he has Togekiss in the back, so I know this is going to be really close. We both have 1 shield remaining. So here I just want to go for fast moves. And let's see how much... Oh, jeez. So we actually end up tying. So we go to Game 4. In Game 4, I go back to my original plan, which is leading Golbat. He leads Tentacruel, so this is an interesting scenario. I hadn't had this scenario happen before, so I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball, hoping that he wants to save his shields for later in the game, but he actually shields his Tentacruel. So here, it could be Acid Spray, it could be Hydro Pump, it could be Blizzard, it could be anything. It's actually Acid Spray, so it's really good. No shield on my end. Pretty lucky. Could have been anything, to be honest. So I go for another Shadow Ball, hoping to either burn his shield or knock him down really low. I knock him down really low. I'm not going to shield this no matter what, because Golbat has done its job, but he actually has another Acid Spray. So my Golbat's really weak, and these bites are just going to eat into it. So Drapion just knocks me out there. But I'm able to go into my Azumarill. I do have the shield advantage, so I go for the Ice Beam. He's probably not going to want to shield this, because he doesn't want to lose his last shield. So he switches right into his Azumarill, and I know that I have my Venomoth in the back with 2 shields against a Fairy type. So I feel great about the situation. I do want to charge up to 2 different Poison Fangs so I can hit them back to back, and maybe piggyback on my own charge move. And he does have 2 shields, so I get rid of the 1, and he actually is able to get his charge move before I get to my second one, which is fine. I don't want my Venomoth to have that much energy, or that much health, in case that his Drapion comes back in and is able to farm up a ton of energy against my Venomoth, but it actually ends up that my Venomoth goes down. Here in this situation, I don't want to shield. Even if it's play rough, I know that I can take at least 1. So he goes for the Ice Beam, he switches out, goes for another charge move. I'm shielding here just because of the threat of Sludge Bomb, in case he was running it, because I hadn't seen his second charge move at that point in time. So I go for the Ice Beam. I do burn my energy here, because I know that I can get to either another Ice Beam if it's low enough, which it is, or another play rough against Azumarill before he can get to 2 play roughs, because that's what he'll need to be able to knock me out. So I do fumble around and miss a few bubbles, but we end up taking Game 4 of that match against Lee Wilson. Really well played, really good match, and really fantastic battler. So that's just a great tournament. I really had a lot of fun. There was a ton of great battlers, and so much to learn from this experience. And I really appreciate all the people that came out. Again, there were 72 people, 7 rounds, just an incredible tournament. And congratulations to all the winners. And yeah, great times. Thank you. I also want to thank the Elite Four TV team for allowing me to showcase my tournament, and I appreciate all the work that you guys do behind the scenes. Thank you.